Welcome to This Explainer. We are jumping right in today because we're tackling a universal late-night mystery that honestly pretty much every single pet parent has pondered at some point. You know the feeling, right? You're lying awake, you're watching your furry friends sleep at the foot of your bed, and you just catch yourself wondering, how do they actually view me? It's a question that really tugs at the heartstrings of dog lovers everywhere. So today, we're going to unpack the fascinating, silent language of canine devotion to find the real answer. Because, let's be real, it's a deep-seated insecurity a lot of us share. Are you truly their absolute favorite human in the whole wide world? Or are you just the walking, talking meal ticket who also happens to provide the daily walks? It's so easy to project our own human anxieties onto our pets. But, as we know, dogs don't communicate with words, they use behaviors. So in this explainer, we're going on a journey to decode that silent language. We're going to move past our own insecurities and figure out what our dogs are actually trying to tell us. To do this, we're going to introduce something called the Bond Test. We'll be uncovering 3 distinct, absolutely undeniable behavioral clues. And the cool part? These aren't just random little quirks. These are deep, biological, and evolutionary signals that build a completely airtight case for your dog's devotion. Once you know exactly how to spot these 3 signs, I promise you, you'll never look at your dog's daily habits the same way again.
Okay, let's dive into our first section. Pillar 1. The lean of love. This is a perfect place to start, mainly because it focuses on a physical behavior that's incredibly subtle, yet so profound that so many owners literally misinterpret it on a daily basis. Think about a super mundane action. You're just standing in the kitchen, or maybe you're sitting on the couch and your dog wanders over and just leans their entire body weight against your legs, or they sit firmly right on top of your feet. The common assumption here is that they're just kind of being pushy or aggressively seeking attention, but the reality? It's actually the exact opposite. What this action truly means is ultimate trust and profound physical vulnerability.
The survival logic behind this is honestly brilliant. Out in the wild, an animal's back is their single most vulnerable spot. It's the blind spot where predators can strike unseen. So by turning their back to the rest of the room and leaning their weight specifically onto you, they're broadcasting a huge message. They're saying they feel completely safe because they know you're guarding that blind spot. If your dog does this to you, and importantly not to the guests walking through the door, they are actively claiming you as their safe harbor in a really chaotic world. It's an unbelievable compliment.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, the mutual oxytocin gaze.
Now this introduces a much more intimate behavior, one that transitions from physical safety right into biological chemistry. And it's a behavior that some owners honestly find a little bit strange or intense if they don't know the science behind it. Let's clear up a really common point of confusion first. We've all experienced what we call the bacon stare. You've got a treat in your hand, maybe a tiny piece of cheese, and your dog is giving you that intense, unblinking, laser-focused look that essentially says, drop it and nobody gets hurt. That is entirely transactional. It's a food-driven negotiation. But what we're talking about today is the love stare. Notice the difference here. This stare is characterized by soft, relaxed eyes during quiet, unstructured moments, like when you're simply hanging out together on the couch and doing nothing at all.
The really crucial point is why they do this. And the answer is rooted in pure biology. Scientists have actually discovered that when a dog and their owner lock into this soft eye contact, both of them experience a massive surge in oxytocin. This is the natural love hormone. It's literally the exact same chemical that biologically bonds human mothers and their infants. So your dog is essentially hacking into your mammalian biology to create this beautiful, continuous feedback loop of affection.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. By holding that relaxed gaze, your dog is actively strengthening the invisible thread that connects your souls. Dogs reserve this deeply intimate, mutually rewarding biological connection only for true partners. When they seek out your eyes just for the sake of looking at you, it is scientific proof that you are far, far more to them than just the person who opens the kibble bag.
All right, let's get into Pillar 3, the emotional vibe check.
So we've covered physical safety, we've talked about biological chemistry, now we're transitioning into environmental awareness and emotional intelligence. And honestly, this is perhaps the most touching sign of devotion out of all of them. Let's walk through the exact thought process of a dog navigating a chaotic situation. Step 1. Something happens. A loud noise drops, or maybe you both enter a startling new environment. Step 2. Instantly, before they even react to whatever just happened, your dog looks directly back at you. They're doing a vibe check. They're quickly reading your face and your posture to figure out if they should be worried. Step 3, they use your reaction to emotionally refuel and ground themselves. This isn't about obedience or training. This is about looking to you as their absolute compass for how to feel about the entire world.
And that leads us to a really powerful realization. When your dog runs to you because they're scared, or conversely, when they sprint to you because they are just bursting with excitement, you have officially achieved the highest tier of trust. They aren't looking for you to bark a command. They aren't waiting for a treat. They are seeking your sheer presence for emotional grounding. You are their true anchor, the steady center of their universe.
Finally, let's bring it all together in reading your dog's story.
As we wrap up this explainer, it's so important to reflect on how these insights fundamentally change the way we view our relationship with our dogs. Because once you know how to read these signs, your daily, mundane interactions transform into this rich, ongoing dialogue of trust and devotion. So, here is your new toolkit, the Complete Bond Test. First, we have the lean, which proves physical security. Next is the gaze, proving that deep biological chemistry. And lastly, the check-in, showing true emotional grounding. I really encourage you to take this framework and actively observe the silent language of your own pet over the next couple of days.
Which brings us to one final thought. Out of everything we covered today, which of these 3 signs does your dog show the most? Every single dog is unique, and they're all going to lean into different pillars of devotion based entirely on their own quirky personalities. So apply what you've learned today to your own best friend. Go decode their unique signs of love and cherish that incredible, undeniable bond that you both share. Thanks so much for joining me in this explainer, and hey, happy observing!